Yeah, he finds his way right out of the lodge.
Yeah.
And into Glastonbury Grove.
Yeah, this is the curtain call, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, in the last episode, in the last part, he tells Diane, "See you at the curtain call."
Mhm.
Didn't know what that meant. Okay, she apparently did. She's here.
Yep.
Just one, I love just seeing. I've always loved seeing the curtains with the sycamore trees and Glastonbury Grove. It's good to I know Hawk went looking for it, in part 2, but it's cool to see him exit. I just always loved that visual of the curtains in the woods. With
very
Diane
cool.
being here, I don't know that I'm buying the situation. It doesn't seem as confident as them in the last episode seeing each other for the first time. A little more, is it really you?
Yeah, they ask each other again.
Yeah, and it's more of her that I'm getting the vibe. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, which is weird. But he too is just they're just kind of soft spoken and just not as I don't know. Would you be running into each other's arms? What would you be doing? I don't know.
It feels like
I don't know.
The chemistry I'm getting off of them, and I know Kyle MacLachlan's great, and I know Laura Dern is great, and I know David Lynch has a very specific way of directing. The energy I get off of these two characters in this moment is we're doing this because we have to.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Not like I'm so happy I found you. It's so good to see you. I need you to confirm it's you so I can be happy in this moment.
Right.
It's like we're here to do our part.
Right.
Almost
we're here to work.
Almost like
we're here to work.
Almost like what's the password?
Right.
Like spies exchanging information.
Mm-hmm.
It's
should have had a password.
Like it's cloudy outside today, but the owls are still here.
Yeah. And the owls are not what they seem.
Yeah.
Or are they?
Maybe. This is another one of those where
just
I don't
owls.
buy it. This is people looking for an ending because they didn't like the ending of part 18. Is people think this is like the end, but I'm like, well, then when the hell did they meet and go drive 430 miles next?
Exactly.
So I don't buy it, people.
But regardless of which version of Cooper this is or which version of Diane this is, they are together to do this last thing.
Yeah. This last mission.
Yeah,
which plays back in. I'm going to talk.
Yeah, it's like a mission. It's like spies on a mission.
Yeah. My newer theory that I've had on recent rewatches of that her getting pulled away in the woods before she disappears, that it might be part of the fireman's plan, is because they're continuing their mission here. Like this is what they were supposed to do from the fireman's clues. I don't know if that's true. I've just started.
Clues?
I've just started
80,000 things.
Yes, from the beginning. I'm starting to feel that way because they were all connected, listened to the sounds. We heard the sounds pull Lara away. Right before they're walking with her in part 17, they do show, because I don't know what to call it. It doesn't really have, I guess, Jack Rabbit's palace, the smoke. They show that. And it makes me wonder if they're walking near there when she gets plucked away. Yeah, like she gets pulled away into the vortex just quicker than we've seen people get pulled away.
But if that was the case, then she would have been taken to the White Lodge.
Correct.
Which is where she would theoretically be safe.
And be put into a safe world.
Yeah.
Which is where they're going.
I feel like the giant's evil.
I definitely think the giant has his own.
Definitely evil.
Maybe they're all just varying levels of evil.
Yeah, that's what
giant for sure.
There's no good and evil. It's all just like
giant for sure has his own motives.
Like Mist.
Yeah.
Red Book, Blue Book. They're both bad sons.
All these characters are pawns in the giant's game against
Serial
Judy.
Pawns?
Yes. Tyler, look at you, man. You, in the words of Dave, to you, are a super fan.
Wrong.
It's true. It's true. You got a gift, buddy.
Now that's a great theory. Like maybe there's just no good guy.
Yeah, I do think that.
Maybe there's just opposing forces who have their own ideas of what is balance.
Because I even have questions about Cooper.
I think it's a slow corruption of everyone who's exists in Twin Peaks. And I guess these loops or whatever are just the same characters, and almost like how Leland is Bob, but the way they look is interchangeable. But if Coop is this Richard Tremaine, like that, thinking of those two things together made me feel like, do people go through something and they all just switch the roles, like in and it's this like ongoing
Constant cycle.
weird universe thing where Dave sleeps with his wife and then he wakes up and he's Patrick.
Right, he's me now.
And
Dave, you are me now.
it's, you know,
We'll
Right.
see. We'll see
like
tomorrow.
this weird kind of ongoing thing, and it's
Yeah.
all like,
And I point that all back. It's all Philip Jeffries' fault with that damn 8 infinity symbol. It's like, you are all stuck. Because, a little ball appears in it and it just moves around. It's like, you all are just on a loop.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like everybody just keeps getting constantly shifted into a different role to
Mhm.
fit into this
Game.
machine of control.
yeah,
Call it a
Like-
game.
Yeah, White Lodge, Black Lodge. Maybe neither one of them is right,
Yeah.
but they
it's
both
called the Gray Lodge.
they're both trying to check and balance the other side.
Yeah.
So if one makes a Bob, they make a Laura.
Mhm.
They try to just undo or balance out whatever the other side
it's
does.
not about good and evil, it's just balance.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's a dumb side plot where James goes to the marshlands. Like,
Yep.
That guy.
not everything plays in, but
Sometimes you gotta
like
go
the
hide
greater
out.
scheme of the show.
Still baffled by his presence in part 17.
Yeah.
Wildly unnecessary.
Yeah, they brought up James, but they couldn't bring up the drunk.
So with Cooper and Diane that we have here, I think it's interesting that we have two people who have touched both sides.
Yep.
Like in whatever form, they've both been tulpas. They've both been themselves.
But they then, like, tulpas have existed. Like, they aren't the tulpas. Are they?
We're led to believe they're not. Like
Who are you talking about?
Cooper and Diane.
I mean, like, the
We're
original
led to believe
person-
that they're not.
The
yes,
original
but
person doesn't
the hell
have the
knows?
experience of being a tulpa, do they?
I wonder.
It's a weird question.
Yeah.
It's like when that balloon pops, does all of that go into the atmosphere and reabsorb into?
I
what
feel like it
created
does
this?
because
They just
I don't know.
start their loop.
Because I get the
somewhere
vibe
else.
of yeah,
'Cause, like,
wherever
we were
you,
talking about, like Cooper got information,
yeah,
and had kind of,
and also
eyes-
pretty
eyes
sure
and
he
ears around.
retained Mr. C's memories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I feel like you just know.
maybe not, but I mean, there's no hard evidence for it. But
Yeah.
we're led to believe that these are the actual original Cooper and Dianes.
We're supposed to believe.
We're supposed to believe
I
that,
don't
but
trust anybody.
this Cooper feels tainted.
Yeah.
And this Diane
Hey.
feels unsteady.
But truthfully, I don't know. Like, do you feel that they they seem that way only after they cross the 430 mark, or do you feel that way before the 430 mark?
As soon as he comes out of the curtains,
Okay.
I feel like this is the wrong Cooper.
Okay.
Just his interaction with Diane, it's cold.
Okay.
It's machine-like. It's like a drone.
Yeah.
Doing its thing.
Yeah.
Like
It
they're doing what
definitely
they're
felt.
supposed to
I
do.
agree. Like, it just seems like they're there to do their job,
Mhm.
like what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's how it seems.
And I mean, I guess it would make sense if this was actually original Cooper, but I mean, it would make sense because if you're going off of season 1, that Cooper going through all of this, like
Mhm.
spending 25 years in this limbo,
Mhm.
coming back out, getting all this information, doing this nutty thing, and now he's
Only to go back and
suddenly-
do another nutty thing.
to go back and do another nutty thing.
Yeah.
Like, would that not twist your mind a little bit?
Yeah.
Would that not make you
It's probably because he.
numb
yeah.
to everything around you? It's like I've seen it all, man.
Yeah. It's probably because he went back into the Black Lodge twice. That's what he shouldn't have done. Assuming
How many
that's what
times-
happened.
How many times you have to touch the stove before you know it's hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what happened.
So it's.
3 to 5 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it.
Because I remember even
seems-
seeing theories that people thought just because it's interesting because the scene in 1989 is black and white turns color. Anything we've seen in the past, for the most part, I'm pretty sure has been black and white.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's confusing about that is the giant scenes.
Well, that happened at the beginning when Coop and Laura were walking.
Right, like it fades, it turns
Yeah.
to color after
Mhm.
he saves her.
Mhm.
So yeah, so then there was the theory that
Indicating
that
the
him and
new
Diane were in
timeline.
like 1989 still at the end of this, which I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, how did Diane get there?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I did see that a lot. I've seen that theory a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because we don't know what time it is when they get in this old car, and where do they start and where do they begin? 430 miles, like to where?
from where to where?
From where to where? We
Yeah.
don't know.
How did she just happen to be outside of the grove when he?
The
pops
car
out?
is such a throw off.
Yeah,
What?
and even that changes later.
I
Right.
think it was
But-
quite purposeful.
Talk about it.
We're not even 10 minutes into the episode yet.
This is from the Cars and Twin Peaks
There's
coffee
so
table
much.
book.